everyone, it's Morgan from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with a layout process video for you. This month I am using my kit from Delish Scraps and also going off their mood board and kind of using this sketch as inspiration as well. And I will be entering this in their January challenge. I will leave a link to where you can pick up the kit and also the challenge blog post if you wanted to play along as well. So on the mood board there was like a wall, or a wall, and it was all painted different colors. So I'm using that as my main inspiration for this layout, and I'm going to try and replicate the colors as best as I can. To make that, you can kind of just see it's just under my hand off to the side there. So I'm going to use, I've already gessoed the page and then I let that dry, and now I'm going back over with some watercolors, and these are just some super cheap watercolors from Spotlight, I think. Possibly could have even been one of in the kids section, I can't remember, but they were really cheap. So after I gessoed the page, I just used my paintbrush with a bit of water and ran down the strip that I wanted to paint, and then went back over it with some diluted watercolor. So I have done it quite pale, and I've also tried to match the colors as best as I can on the layout. Like this strip that I'm doing now was really quite pale. It was quite a peachy color. It was a bit hard to make a peach color. So I just sort of used the orange and mixed a little bit of pink in there, and then I went back over my first one to make it darker so that the light one didn't look too the same. And then a yellow one, and what was next? A blue one. So there was 3 different blues on there. So the first one I mixed light and dark blue, then this one was just the light blue by itself with a little bit of white, and then this one was just dark blue by itself. So it kind of blends in a little bit, but you can see the gradient difference. And so this I'd made earlier. I had actually already attempted this layout once before earlier in the evening, and I hated it and I ripped the whole thing apart, but I kept this together. So I've used the paper bag from out of the kit, and I also used some of that material, I still can't think of what it's called, and I just cut out like an L shape because I don't want to waste it. I want to be able to use it on another layout. So I just cut out an L shape for a border along the bottom, and I did mount that up on some foam tape to give it a bit of dimension. That's what I'd done in my previous layout, which was just a complete fail. So now I'm going through my scraps, which I've been digging into a lot. It doesn't seem to be getting any smaller, but I have been using pieces out of it quite a lot lately, which I think is good. Slowly getting there. Look, some of these pieces are just absolute junk. I don't even know why I've kept them. They're tiny little scraps of scraps, I think they should be called. But I might have to go through and do a bit of a purge, I think. Get rid of at least a third of that. So I just picked out 3-4 pieces of paper that kind of matched the peachy orangey tones in the layout. This one was from an old Prima paper pad. Yeah. And the other one, that one was from a kit from it was exclusive paper, and I cannot remember the kit club. They stopped making kits, but I think they've just started again, and I can't think of the name of them, but that's what that the one at the bottom is. And then this one was just from a Kaisercraft sheet of paper had lying around, and that orange really matched the orange quite nicely, and the paper was like a gradient of color as well, so I thought that fitted with the background. So yeah, this paper is from that Kit Club. Blinks of Life was the Kit Club that was from. It's a really nice textured paper, or textured cardstock I should say. So I just use those to layer behind the photo. Just felt it needed something. I had also mounted that photo on a piece of black cardstock as well. Just a teeny little border, only about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 millimeters all the way around. And then I decided it needed a little bit of that teal aqua color up in the top right hand corner of the photo. So I was going through my scraps, seeing if I could find something that somewhat matched, and I found this old Amy Tangerine paper, and I cut out one of the circles to stick that in there. And then I decided that I didn't like that. I did fuss around with this little tiny bit of green teal color. I fussed around for ages with it. So I think I was going, putting all the bits and pieces back in the box. And then I got out my coloured embellishments, the blues and the greens, seeing if I could find something in there that matched. That one was too dark, that was too light. That one matched really nicely, the one that says Fave, as did that cloud. But I tried to put the cloud in there, and I don't know, it just didn't look right. I think I gave that one a good go, but it doesn't last in there either. This bit really got me. I don't know, I just couldn't find something that was the right color, the right shade, the right shape. It was a very trying time for me. I was getting so frustrated with it. So, and then I tried the camera over there, which also came in the kit, but as you can see, I had already put tape on that from the previous layout, so I was rubbing that off before I put some more on there. And then I didn't like that there either. Oh, I had a terrible time with this. I do really like how this layout came out in the end, like I really like it, but to have done one whole layout, ripped it up because you didn't like it, and then started again, I was getting a little frustrated with myself not being able to do it. So I moved that over there, and then this is the little date label that I put the date on, stuck that in there, and then I realized I had this little piece. So it's the same material that I'd stuck a tiny word sticker to. It says on the tiny word sticker, lucky, because I thought that summed up this photo quite nicely. Sam was very lucky to be able to have a daytime nap. It was actually, when was it? It was the 20th of December, so just a couple of weeks ago, and we'd gone out looking at Christmas lights the night before, and then the next day he was absolutely zonked. he was watching TV late in the afternoon. I think it was a really hot day, and Frank and I turned around and we're like, oh my goodness, he's just gone to sleep. He completely crashed out. So he was pretty lucky that he got an extra nap that day that no one else got. And so stuck all that down, and then using one of the flare badges from the kit, that one says Kickback, and then I have this teeny tiny little pink and ampersand, so I stick that in there. So Kickback and Relax was what I labeled that. And then this one was Summer Fun. I probably could have got rid of the fun and just left it as summer, because we all do like a bit of a nap in summer, especially when it gets so hot here in Brisbane, like ridiculously hot. And where we live, we're kind of inland a little bit, so we don't get any sea breeze, and it gets even gets even hotter. Like my mum lives closer to the coast, like not right near the beach, but closer to the coast, and she's only on the other side of Brisbane City. She's in the north, we're on the south, and her place is generally pretty tolerable all year round. Like even when it's hot, it's not that bad. We're always like 2 to 5 degrees hotter than her, and it's only an hour away. It's absolutely ridiculous. So unlucky for us, I guess. And in winter we're colder as well, so go figure that out. So I just put a bit of the washi tape up the top there with a couple more tiny word stickers. This is the Sweet Life and Total Bliss. I thought they were quite appropriate for the layout. Then I just added in some enamel dots to that. And what else did I do? Oh, that's right. The twine that was holding the package together, I wanted to put that on somewhere, so I fiddled around with it and ended up putting it under the flare badge, and it sat there quite nicely. And I think that is almost this layout done. I'm putting some adhesive on that. Oh right, because it went over the edge of the paper. What else am I getting? Oh, some black ink to do some splatters, because the layout wouldn't be complete without some kind of splatters. And that's this layout done, guys. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, if you want to enter the competition, I'll leave a link below. Bye.